is my sinkhole. The sun falls slowly, leaves turn brown. No smiles with upsides down. The mountain is our playground. The streets with our beats and your arms around me. I could think 1,000 lies and cut the ties. Or worry, thinking, sinking, grounding, floating, soaring stories. Yours if you start writing sweet.
must have heard you're the closest thing that comes to that, and of that I am sure. But I try to install the gears in my car when I drive it down the street. And unfortunately, I feel the same when I'm walking on my feet. I go nowhere, but I cannot wait. It won't be long until you stay. But as far as today, you make me smile for miles away.
Are you ready? Ready. One, two, three, go, go, go! Go, Steve!
In less than 2 months, these Juneau Douglas High School students will complete this year of school. But to accomplish that, they have to get through physics.
This is a beanbag, and this device here is a beanbag thrower.
Both are important parts of this end-of-the-year physics project. Students were divided into teams. Each had to design and build a remote-controlled device that could retrieve a beanbag and then move it off the gym floor during the competition. Design rules limited the amount of money that could be spent, the overall size of the device, and required that a 5-gallon plastic bucket be carried. During competition, points would be awarded if one team could knock off the other's bucket. Within the rules, there was lots of room for each team to decide on a strategy for winning while they built their prototype.
We have this red robot here, and what we're going to do is snatch a beanbag with the gripper part, and our robot is basically built for speed, to go get the beanbag as quickly as possible and get back across the line.
Our theory is to be able to get as much surface area to retrieve beanbags as possible. So we've got swing arms on our machine that during the competition we'll be able to place out like this to be able to scoop up beanbags or possibly catch one.
These are our final 4 ideas, and they're all very distinct. Some of them have the same shape or the same motor, but overall they're all different. And so what we've done is from these, we made a design matrix by which we graded the 4 groups. And, you know, in criteria were like mobility, power, ease of assembly, its defensive mechanism.
There's going to be a trap door, and it's going to be able to go in, the beanbag is going to be able to go in, and then the trap door will come back down, and it won't be able to go this way.
After the design and prototype stage, each team constructed their final device. With nearly 2 months of work behind them and the competition approaching, pressure increased to solve final problems.
We have, I think, 5 motors that are operating. We initially tried to do 8, but it just got to be too much. So this is just a circuitry to let the computer send commands to each individual motor.
I've used radio-controlled RC car parts for it, so it's going to be really controllable, and it's going to move pretty fast. It's going to be our idea, our plan is to have it really controllable, really maneuverable, and our idea is that these ones aren't going to be very easy to maneuver around. So what's your strategy? Our strategy is to keep away from everybody else with bigger machines and to steal the beanbags before everybody else can.
We're building it sort of a heavier construction technique than everyone else too, and the hope there is that when other groups have mechanical problems, we'll still be up and running. See, if you get your bucket knocked off, you have to stop and bring your device back, and so you lose time, you lose a chance at a beanbag. And see, the point of our bucket protectors is so that our bucket won't fall off, and then we're going to have other devices that are hopefully going to knock other people's buckets off so that they, take the time loss.
And we have our bucket, and it has to start above 55 centimeters, but everybody's like going to try to knock buckets down, and so we have this little, we're using a worm gear down here to lower our bucket down into the shield after it starts so that we can protect our bucket so it won't fall over. Our drive is, we're using belt drive down there. You can't really see. There's 2 belts. We're using 2 separate motors and then like reversing the currents to turn like a tank tread kind of like.
The competition is held in the high school gym. 6 teams make final adjustments before the competition begins.
Does those fit, or do you need a...
Try, Chuck.
Charlie! Oh, that's better. It's working now. Good deal, it's working good.
We had it all working a long time ago, whereas everybody is pretty much putting their stuff together right now. Where they're crunching for time and we're comfortable. We have everything's done.
Well, I can't push buttons any faster. If we can't do the program, then... Okay. Second. What's smoking? What's smoking?
Finally, there is no more time for adjustments. As in real life, things don't always go as planned. Some of the teams had trouble getting their devices into competition.
First of all, the program itself did not run. The steering system quickly conked out. Then our axle broke on our vehicle.
As the score between the orange team and the radio-controlled car narrowed, other teams were finally able to get their devices working.
Oh, you're bleeding.
I know, I need a Band-Aid.
Okay. Wait, it's facing the wrong way. At least we're on the playing field. That's our claim to fame. We're out there, man.
Go backwards.
It doesn't go backwards.
It's called jury rigging.
What'd you do, quick?
We basically, 3/4 of the circuit's dead, but we found the fourth that was good. And we're doing steering manually.
Put you back in it.
Technically, but maybe we can get a point.
Students rejoice after their design proved the best on this day, but the teacher takes a bigger view of what this competition means in days to come.
We do the lectures and the practice problems and the pencil and paper test, which they need to prepare for college, and this sends them out with a lot of excitement about the subject and tends to review all of the things they've learned in a pencil and paper manner during the year as well.
I can't! Back up a ticket. Back up.
Do the other wheel. The wheel on this side.
I can't! Get him out of there!
Amigo mío, llegó el momento de contarte muchas cosas que en el silencio no se podían quedar. Son de una historia, parece muy hermosa como esa mariposa que vuela en el rosal. Tú eres mi amigo en la confianza que te tengo. Siéntate un rato que empiezo a recordar. Aquel momento cruzó por mi camino, son cosas del destino, no la puedo olvidar. Amigo mío, porque la quiero si solamente la vi una vez. Amigo mío, di si la busco y si no la encuentro, ¿qué voy a hacer? Y como el agua que cayó del salto, entre las rocas el golpe oí. Así quedaron mis esperanzas, sinceramente lo siento así. Amigo mío, sobre sus hombros sus cabellos jugueteaban, eran esbeltos como espigas de un maizal, y entre sus labios su sonrisa coqueteaba, sentí que me quemaba su mirada angelical. Hoy me pregunto cómo haré para encontrarla, tú eres mi amigo y me tienes que ayudar. Quiero traerle un poco de paz a mi alma, si está en tierras extrañas yo la voy a buscar. Amigo mío, porque la quiero si solamente la vi una vez. Amigo mío, y si la busco y si no la encuentro, ¿qué voy voy a hacer. Y como el agua que cayó del salto, entre las rocas el golpe oí. Así quedaron mis esperanzas, sinceramente lo siento así. Cuando un amor se nos va, deja el espacio vacío y que no se puede llenar. Y si la busco y si no la encuentro, ¿qué voy a hacer, amigo?
It's another midnight and we're driving out to the line, talking about your sister and the letter that she made you sign. Just another cheap shot, white hot, turn on the lights. We can drive forever, baby, baby, we can drive all night. Keep your eyes on the highway. Keep your eyes on the highway, baby. Keep your eyes on the highway. Keep your eyes on the highway, baby. Park under the tree, sit with me and watch the waves roll in. Nothing lasts forever, baby, loving you is not a sin. Walk along the sand under the stars, baby, take my hand. Everything is perfect and there's nothing left to understand. Keep your eyes on the highway. Keep your eyes on the highway, baby.
This Kimball pipe organ used to be used for silent movies in downtown Juneau. It was moved to its present location here in the public area in the state office building in 1977. Now it's used by musicians like J. Allen McKinnon and others for public performances and noontime entertainment. It's an example of one of the kinds of music available in Southeast Alaska. Hello, I'm Scott Foster and welcome to Rain Country, where this week we make different music in different Southeast communities.
Don't say nothing, he just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along.
John Darmon has been a professor of music at the University of Alaska in Juneau since 1980. He had visited Alaska in the late 1950s and was eager to return when he learned there was a job opening at the university.
I had always loved Alaska, and here was a chance to come back. The chancellor's name was Paradise. How could I resist that? You know, and the school was on Glacier Highway. How could I resist that? And the pictures I got were so beautiful. Even though I had been to Alaska before, this all seemed so new to me because I had not been to Juneau. And I came here and I absolutely loved it. It's 3.8 miles to work out the back loop road for me every day. And every day I drive across the back loop bridge, and I still almost drive off into the river, gawking at the glacier and the mountains.
Open your eyes as you do it.
And I thought, you know, I've had a lot of exposure to music, I've had a lot of training, I've had a lot of experience, and maybe I can share that up there and enrich my own life too. And I got here, and lo and behold, a tremendous number of people signed up for voice lessons at the university. College students here are different too. You don't have the normal college age of 18 to 22, whatever it is. Not so much. There are not so many distractions. When I get students here, they usually are pretty serious, even if they're the younger ones. They're taking voice because they want to, because we don't have a professional music degree. They're not after a performing degree, a Bachelor of Music. They're not after a Bachelor of Music education so they can go out and teach. They're studying voice and music because they love music. I have some serious students who sing with soul, and I'd like to see that. People who have a real direction in their singing. Now, they may have some vocal hang-ups that get in their way, but if they have a direction, if they're going somewhere, I can listen to their engines, so to speak, and try to get some of the rattles out.
You know what's much better
I'm
than
trying to
you
think
thought about? The yaw.
fluid.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so much better than it was last time. You've got a long vowel, and the CH and the set or the Z are great.
There's a standard out there which I have never met and I have rarely approached. There's a wonderful standard in singing that some people do meet today, and it's appreciated by those who recognize it. Kathleen Kapler is a very good student of mine right now. She did the lead in Mikado this spring. And she's a good student for several reasons. One is she has a beautiful natural voice. One is that she really wants to sing. One is that she has a direction in her music. She knows the effect that she's trying to make. One is that she's intelligent. One is that she has poise. And she's conscientious. She practices regularly and practices well, practices intelligently.
One more.
I can't do one more.
I used to hike a lot in the Smokies where I grew up, and I would see the top of the mountain up there, and I would climb and climb, and I would get to the top and say, oh no, because then there was another valley and another peak that was even higher. And singing is like that to me, music is like that to me. There's a lot that great musicians do that I don't hear, I'm sure, but I hear more and more. And what I try to do with my music appreciation classes, as much as the limited time allows, is to get them to listen to music actively, to try to see what's in the music. Then I will hear a recording of one of the great works that I've sung, and that's when I feel this yearning for something that I had almost forgotten about. And I'll stand in front of a music appreciation class and they don't know it, but my body will just be covered with cold chills when I listen to a particular work. And so often I see faces light up and people come to me as semesters progress, you know, and say how much they're learning, and they never knew that there was this much in music. There's an enormous amount in music, and I search for it all the time.
John is continually looking for ways to share his music with others, like the people and students of Hobart Bay. He brings music to the logging community during bi-weekly visits.
I had taught here for 8 years when the opportunity to teach at Hobart Bay came up. So I accepted it and went down there. My principal goal all the way through was to teach music, a sense of music, a direction in music, and to make sure, if I could, that the children down there enjoyed music, that they saw it not as a miserable experience, but something enjoyable. Well, my second year down there, there was a little boy who had just come to the camp, little Travis, who was first grade. And the teacher introduced me when I came into the classroom and said, now we're going to have music. And he just looked up and said, I hate music. So I thought, oh boy, I'm going to have an obstacle in this little one. So we got started and played musical games, which they just love. Billy, Billy, they love. Here's the way we Billy, 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 Billy. Here's the way we Billy, Billy all night long. Here comes Sally, 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 stepping down the alley all night long. Here comes another one, just like the other one. Here comes another one all night long. Here's the way we Billy, 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 Billy. Here's the way we Billy, Billy all night long. Well, at the end of that class, and it was a fairly long class, about an hour, which is a long time for first graders, I said, well, that was it. I had to leave. And little Travis said, no, more. And that is one of the most satisfying things in the world to me. I love those children down there. They're just wonderful. I really do like them as people, and I like their eagerness. And we just have a good time. I just get down there with them, and we just play these games, and I work up a sweat, and we just have a wonderful time. And they're learning something about reading music. I emphasize rhythm a lot. I think that's neglected so much with young students.
Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody look at me now. Everybody look. Michael, here we go.
John enjoys working with groups like the Juneau Lyric Opera and the Juneau Bach Society, and performing with other Southeast singers and musicians.
He's never around here when there's working to do.
We have to create our own opportunities here, but it's hard to create opportunities when you don't have the resources that you've had before. But more and more now, there are people coming out of the woodwork who will sing and who will play and who will do things just for the fun of it.
Why you all talk about Jim?
I love to stand up and sing the old musicals. I would love to give a performance in Ketchikan. I would love just to go down there for a couple of days, get to know the musicians in town better. And there are some good ones. Petersburg, Sitka, other communities around here, not to mention the rest of the world.